name is Evelyn Bouchard, and my lesson plan is how to teach sequence to students, and it's for first grade. My vocabulary will be sequence, events, order, beginning, middle, and end. And I'm connecting them with their background knowledge and engaging them. I will remind them of previous subjects that we have learned and that we have discussed in class. And it will be like, do you remember when we were talking about how books tell a story and how a book is full of events? Well, today we're going to talk a little bit more about how those events have an order, and that is called a sequence. And then I will go on by asking them, well, what was your morning sequence? What did you do before coming to school? And students will respond something like, well, I had breakfast, I woke up, I had breakfast, I took a shower, I brushed my teeth, I rode the bus, I walked to school, or I get in the classroom, things like that. And that will be my engagement. After that, I will go on by explaining my morning sequence. And I will tell them, well, I was asleep, I wake up, I take a shower, and then I get dressed. I have some breakfast, and then, let's just say I grab my keys, and then I get in the car, drive to school. And that's my morning sequence. But then I will also go on asking them, telling them, well, how about if I get dressed and then take a shower? What would happen? My clothes will get wet. That is important to follow events one after the other, and that is important to have an order. And then I will give them another example. For example, what would happen if I try to drive my car or try to get in my car and I didn't grab my keys? So it's important to grab my keys first and then get in the car and drive. And that's why that's called a sequence. A sequence is an order of events where order matters. After the background and the engagement, I will go on telling them how they will, just like their morning sequence, a book has a sequence, and that sequence is the beginning, the middle, and an end. What I will do is that I will read them the book. This is the book, and it's Rainbow Fish to the Rescue. Well, I will go on reading the story to the students. After that, each student, they will work in groups of 5 or by tables, and then after that, I will laminate parts of the story. For example, the beginning, where nobody wanted to be with the striped fish, the middle, where the shark showed up, or not the end, where they ended up being friends. I will laminate that sequence, and I will put that same sequence in every table, and they will work in groups of 5 or tables, and then they'll work together, and they'll say, oh, I remember that this happened, and I remember that happened, and they'll put it together. At that time, I'll be circulating the classroom, making sure that they have the sequence in the correct order. After I went around on the tables and make sure that they have the correct sequence, I will go around, and then I'll have students come up and pick up a word, and then he picked the end. Yes. Okay, so and then I will go by randomly, they will pick table by table. They will pick the sequence. What I would do is that I will have this on the board. I will have it, of course, bigger. And then I will have it. I will have it in order, beginning, middle, and end. Beginning, an end. And then I will, since he had the end, or there's, okay, who had the beginning? And then the next student will come and say, what had the beginning? And we thought that the beginning was when the fish wanted to play and they turned away. Okay. And then I'll ask them, well, who has the middle of the story? And then another student will come and say, well, our table got the big middle of the story, and we thought the middle of the story was when the shark showed up. And all of them were scared. All right. And then I'll say, okay, who has the end of the story? And then the other table will come up and say, well, we thought that this was the end when everybody was playing together. And this is the sequence. Having it in front of the classroom, students will see it, and then after they work together, they will see the sequence visually. Also, whenever I'm reading the book, I'll have the overhead projector showing slides and adding the visuals, adding sounds to make a better understanding of the story once I'm reading it. And then after that, this will be the activity. There will be actually two activities. One that they're working in groups, and then the other one when they come up and then they do the actual sequence. My next activity will have the students in their personal journals. They will write for my advance. They will write in their journals how they think the story went. They will use the appropriate vocabulary that has been introduced in the lesson, such as sequence, events, the order of the events. This was the beginning, the middle, and the end. That's what I would expect from my advanced students. For my intermediate, I think I will actually provide them the sentence, and what they'll do is they'll glue it in the actual order. And for my very beginning, what I would do is I would tell them to draw the pictures and try to make the sentence, the pictures in short sentence. For my review, what I would do is that I will go on with my students and ask them another sequence, for example, to wash our hands. What is the sequence to wash our hands? What do we do at first? Okay, so we open the water, we wash our hands, we put soap, we rub and rinse the soap off. After that, we close the water, and then we dry our hands. And that's the sequence of how you wash your hands. And after that, what I will do is that I will pick up the journals for the wrap-up and making sure that they have understand the subject and if I need to reinforce any of the material.